A special meeting of the Delta County Board of Commissioners is being held this date pursuant to the following call. In a letter to the Commissioners dated April 18th, 2025, and reading as follows. The Honorable Members of the Delta County Board of Commissioners. Dear Commissioners, a special meeting of the Delta County Board of Commissioners is scheduled for Monday, April 21st, 2025, at 10 a.m. in the conference room of the Delta County Service Center. Sincerely yours, Nancy J. Presrocki, Delta County Clerk. Please rise for a word of prayer. Lord, as we begin this meeting, we thank you for our many blessings. We ask for your guidance to help our commissioners make decisions in the best interests of the citizens they serve. Lord, we pray for the safety of our military men and women. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Commissioner Melner.
Here.
Commissioner Johnson.
Here.
Commissioner Williams.
Here.
Commissioner Van Genhoven.
Here.
Commissioner Jensen.
Here. Okay, thank you for coming. Special order of business, approval of the minutes. There's no minutes to approve, so we need a motion to approve the agenda as written.
So moved. Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion passed. Number 7, presentation of written communications received and forwarded. There was none. Reports of standing statutory and special meetings and others, none. Public comment on agenda items. Any public comment on the agenda items?
And I have no remote public comment either.
Okay, seeing none. We'll move on to committee reports. There is nobody for committee reports. We'll go on to general orders of business. Unfinished business, there is none. New business, airport manager's position. Who would like to take the lead?
This morning, the Airport Advisory Board has made a recommendation based off of the hiring committee's recommendation. If Commissioner Jensen or Commissioner Vangenhoven would like to share their decision this morning.
Sure. So the decision was moved forward from the Airport Hiring Committee to the Advisory Board, and the Advisory Board's recommendation was to offer Ashley Young the position of Airport Manager.
I'll make that motion.
We need support.
I'll support.
Any discussion?
So, and this was, there were other applicants that had come in. Are those the applicants that we're looking at in our, okay, so I had read through those, and those applicants were not qualified. Is that correct? Is that what I heard? Okay.
Correct, yeah.
All right.
Okay, any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
Do you want to do a roll call?
Oh, yeah, let's do a roll call.
Commissioner Johnson.
Yes. Oh, sorry.
Is that Johnson?
Sorry.
Commissioner Williams.
Yes.
Commissioner Van Genhoven.
Yes.
Commissioner Jensen.
Yes.
Commissioner Melman.
Yes. So,
I hear that sometimes too.
Yeah.
Between Johnson and Jensen.
okay. We have a airport manager. Congratulations.
Well,
Well,
gotta
no.
accept.
Yeah, and we haven't
Yep.
talked about,
We have to talk about next steps.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. So the next step would be,
You get to negotiate.
Yep.
okay, so,
Correct? Am I correct?
Yeah,
in that?
he's, well, so, yeah. he would-
Technically, the airport administrator would, or I'm sorry, the administrator would negotiate with the airport
Yep.
manager
Yep.
for
But-
terms because it's our administrator that is taking the, or being offered the position, then it goes to the board chair to negotiate
Yep.
the terms of the agreement.
Because he ultimately runs the county.
Yep.
yeah,
well,
Well, we've appointed him to ultimately run the
Yeah.
county.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
in a disaster,
Or emergency.
Right.
Yep.
Yep.
Commissioner Melner runs the county.
okay, so,
Would we bring
Commissioner Mulder and I, would that come back to the May 1st, or would you like to schedule a special meeting?
What's everybody's,
What is the schedule right now?
Or not May 1st, but the first meeting of May.
that's right.
So that wouldn't be until May 6th.
Are we allowed to discuss the recommendations from the hiring committee
Yeah,
regarding the terms
I would think so.
in public?
yeah.
It was the recommendation of the hiring committee that, that Ms. Young be offered a wage of $85,000, that her vacation be allowed to carry over and from her past positions, so that she's not starting as a first-year employee. And then, and that she would be allowed to use flex time as she felt appropriate.
Now, what does that do for precedent for other positions where we've had movement from like a union to a non-union position? Typically, the clock resets on a union position with all their vacation back or backed up or saved, and then you move to a non-union position and all of a sudden it goes gone.
So-
This is non-union to non-union.
And we're okay with that?
And the other one is there's a precedent now because when individuals move from corrections, say to road patrol, that carries over with them.
Okay.
Okay, looking
What,
at the
can I
date.
I have a question real quick. What was Rand Stadler making when he left?
60.
60,000?
And then the finance brought it forward that the new airport range be 75 to 85, based on qualifications and experience.
Okay, so what was the, I'm sorry, what was the range?
75 to 85.
Okay.
And
So,
go ahead,
go
sorry.
ahead, that's okay.
And so because Administrator Young has satisfied all of the qualifications of the position, that's why the 85,000 is being offered?
It was a hard line when we discussed it with her.
Okay.
We asked her what her range of salary would be preferred, and she said 85,000, and a follow-up was asked if that was a hard line, and she said yes.
Okay. Sounds like our chair's job of negotiating is pretty easy.
Yeah.
Well, it was just the recommendation. That's the recommendation from the hiring committee. We discussed that.
You know, I think that the Airport Advisory Board, and I'm okay with what we're doing here, but I think the Airport Advisory Board needs to explain to the public how we went from an individual, Rand Stadler, who was making 60, and I think he asked for, what did he ask for, 10,000?
10,000.
So he would have been making 70, and we didn't give that to him, and we let him leave, and now we're bringing someone in at 25 more than what he was making. I just think that the Airport Advisory Board is going to need to explain to the public
Go ahead.
what happened there.
Yeah.
So, the previous manager asked for a raise after the budget cycle, so he had plenty of opportunity to add a raise for himself and his assistant into the budget during the budget cycle. He did not do that. I'm not gonna speculate on his reasons. And the truth is Bob left for more than money. You know, there were other things going on in his life. He's no longer a resident of the area, to the best of my knowledge. And we knew, I polled all the local airports for, hey, what does your head person make? And even at 85,000, we're below what our peer airports are. You know, so Rhinelander, for example, is 115,000, which is probably the closest airport to ours from a traffic and activity standpoint. Pellston's over 90. The other three didn't respond.
Okay.
You know, so and consultants we've talked to said 85,000, you're low. You're gonna have to, you know, they felt you'd have to be north of 100 to get an experienced person.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So you want to schedule a date? Ashley, once for negotiation? Or do you want to do that
We can discuss a date on, I just was wondering if we wanted to have a special meeting before the first meeting of May. And then you and I can coordinate
Okay.
our schedules with meetings and everything
What's
prior
everybody,
to
you
that.
want to have a special meeting before the,
You think you can get this all sealed up and done in a week, or do you need less than a
It's
week?
actually 2 weeks.
Well, no, but I'm saying if we wanted a special meeting, would a special meeting be,
Oh, necessary.
Yeah.
Let's
Would it
not
be-
have a special, let's have an additional, so then we can add items to the agenda if needed. That's
well,
what I
yeah, it
was-
wouldn't be a special if we're deciding it right
Correct.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh, that's right, yeah, okay.
Thank you, Commissioners. Yep. It's an additional, not a special.
Special in the sense it's not a Tuesday, but not
Right.
in the definition of two commissioners are.
Correct.
Or a third of the body is asking for it.
Well, I think the only way we would need to know that is if you two you make your schedule right now, and then depending on when
Yeah,
that is,
Yeah.
that'll dictate whether or not we need to have an additional meeting.
what's your schedule like, Ashley? I know you're, what? I'm actually free Wednesday afternoon.
I have a tentative meeting that I just want to make sure before I,
Or Thursday afternoon. Or
we have
Friday
a
morning.
EOC meeting
Yep,
at 10 a.m. on Wednesday. We can do after that,
can me and you get together after that?
yeah.
Okay. Pretty much get together after that then,
So you're going to get together on the 23rd.
yes.
Okay, so
April
then if
23rd.
we wanted to schedule an additional meeting early that next week, that would give you guys some additional time in case you don't come to a consensus on the 23rd. Gives you a few additional days that week, and then we could meet the next week,
I'm unavailable on Monday,
the 28th.
correct.
Okay.
29th,
I'm totally free on the 29th.
yeah,
I'm
I'm
yeah.
full day on 29th.
The only
Oh,
thing
you
I-
have a full day on the 29th. Okay.
Either 29th or 30th.
Well, I mean, you can still have quorum without me. I'm just saying that I won't be here. Okay.
What about the 24th?
Thursday,
That works for me.
Ashley?
Double check this one too, I think so.
24th?
Suzanne?
It doesn't give them any flexibility. If they don't come to an agreement, then we would have to,
Oh, we,
Nancy's
know.
on
I mean, then we're
vacation,
moving on anyways.
So we need
Yeah.
to make sure Suzanne's available.
that's true, yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay, that's fine, yep.
24th, I'm free.
24th, I got a 10 o'clock meeting, that's it. Then a 7 o'clock.
Would my attendance be required
What's that?
for the additional meeting if
Yeah.
you're addressing something that
Well,
we've
what,
already?
I would assume what Thursday's meeting, if we do it on the 24th, it would be about, your official hire, and then we would have to discuss
Okay.
next steps for the the administrator process.
Okay.
I don't know, do we feel like she needs to be here for that?
I believe she would need to be.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I would not be available at 1 PM on Thursday, so,
Is that the
probably for a
only time?
few, 1 to 3.
Okay.
I've
Okay.
got, I'll have to be out at Pinecrest I have to leave here at 1, and I'll be out there till 5.
What if we did
Early.
5:30 or
7?
5:15? Or, well, I could.
5:30 on the 24th?
5:30.
Or you can do morning. I don't think anybody said their morning was.
Yep, 9 AM.
9 a.m.?
9 works for me.
On the 24th?
What's,
Yeah.
you have a 10 o'clock, Commissioner Melner, right?
Yes,
Does that give you sufficient time to have a meeting at 9?
should.
Okay.
I will make the motion. We schedule a regular meeting on the 24th at 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock, okay.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Anybody opposed? Motion passed, so we're having a meeting on the 24th at 9.
Ashley, for part of that, can you please send out in the agenda packet, or have Tracy send out the interim administrator policy that Commissioner View and I did? So that we all have the steps. Thank you.
Okay. So I think and on that, on the 24th, we're going to be also discussing administrator, right?
Yep.
Yes, the
Yeah,
next
we
steps.
we have to. yeah.
Assuming a successful
Assuming, yeah.
negotiation.
And
Right.
assuming you have a successful negotiation.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So that's pretty much handled. You want to go to number 2? Retirement of D. DeGraves with the request lump sum payout and a letter of recommendation for years' service and approval to post the job and fill. So I need a motion.
So moved.
No. I don't want him to leave.
I'll support.
All in favor?
I
Anybody opposed? Motion passed. General public comment. Any general public comment? Seeing none? We'll move on to commissioner comments.
None for me.
I would just like to remind everybody that the 5-year rec plan survey is out, and we are seeking your input, the public's input on that survey until May 16th. It is available in a variety of forms, so it's online or on paper. There are a variety of places you can pick up if you want to do the survey on paper. And you can get that information at the Delta County website, and you can also get directly to the survey on the Delta County website. So we're hoping to get lots of input and looking forward to the next steps in our 5-year rec plan process. Thank you.
Commissioner Kelly,
No, thank you.
Commissioner Jensen,
Nothing, sir.
Susie?
Nope, nothing. Thank you.
And I have nothing. Meeting schedule, 4/24 is gonna be an additional meeting right here at 9 o'clock. And then we have a regular board meeting at 5/6/25 at 5:15 right here. 5/20/25, 5:15 right here, and 6/3/25 at 5:15 right here. 30-day notices of appointments, there is none. I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting's adjourned.